Welcome everyone to David Dudley Outdoors, and yes, we're in the fishing dungeon again with another hack. And this hack hopefully is going to save you a lot of money on your fishing lures. It's quick and simple and easy to do. We've all been in a position where we are down to our last worm and we're going to run out of them. Say they're biting the June bug worm or they're biting watermelon worm and we're down to the last one, or we're using this specific crawdad, or it doesn't matter. Whatever piece of plastic you're using, this fishing hack, I'm going to be able to show you how you can quick and easily mend your lure. And yes, I know there's fishing mend out there, but if you're just tinkering with lures or you're out there on the water and you don't have any, and you have, yes, a lighter, I'm going to show you simply how to weld. And when I say weld, truly weld a bead or weld plastic together. So let's get started. So for example, I'm going to give you one thing. Say you had a 3-inch crawdad and you got a 4-inch crawdad. These are Berkley Power Craws. You got a 3 and a 4-inch crawdad. Sometimes I don't want that big of a body, but I want the long arms that this has. We're going to simply use, you can just rip it off yourself. So say if I ripped off one claw, I'm going to lay that down and I rip that claw off, rip this claw off, and rip this claw off. Okay, so now we have the body. So say I wanted a 3-inch body, but I wanted the 4-inch claws on it. And I wanted them to be, this is a green pumpkin body, I wanted watermelon candy claws on it. They don't make that, but a simple fishing weld with plastic is going to show you, which I'm going to show you how to do. And don't chime out yet, because when I say weld, I truly mean weld. And it's not just heating plastic up and putting it together. We're going to truly weld this together soon. So if you have a ripped up piece of plastic, it's going to do the same thing. But but also with welding, say I had a straight tail worm and I wanted to simply add a swimming boot tail to the straight tail worm, we can do that. Or if I have a ripped up piece of plastic, I'm going to show you how to do all these lures with a simple lighter and a welding stick. So what do I mean by a welding stick? A welding stick is going to be, what I like to use is a straight tail worm, okay? You know, if you're a welder and you know how to weld, you have different gauges of weld, but a welding stick is simply a straight tail skinny worm, a finesse worm, or some type of trick worm that you can use. This is the best welding stick. You're not going to want to use a big piece of plastic that's big and bulky, maybe like a Cinco, to do this welding technique. It's not. So the fun thing about this is you can sit in your basement or your tackle dungeon and make lures up, put different color crawdad legs on, or whatever you want to do. It's fun, exciting, and it gives you confidence as an angler. So let's get to it. Number one, you're going to need a welding stick. Number two, you're going to need a lighter to do this fishing welding. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to add let's just say I wanted to add a fork tail to a straight tail worm. So here's a straight tail worm. Here's a fork tail. I'm simply going to, at first, I'm going to light one end of it up, catch it on fire a little bit, let it go out. You're going to come on this side. Now that we've heated it up, that's all you're going to need. So we're going to just fuse them together. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, now that we have it together, this is what I'm talking about fusing. So basically, we're going to fuse this together really quick and strong. So we're going to take the welding stick, which is a straight tail. We're going to catch this on fire, kind of like that. Now we got the welding stick. I can literally weld all the way around this piece of plastic. So as you can see, we got a very smooth weld started on the front side of this. Now, yes, we're getting ready to weld. See how you know, off that looks compared to the smooth side. So again, we just added a fork tail to a straight tail. Now, if you're using plastics, and let's just say you have a ripped up worm, you've caught quite a few on it, see where a hook kind of comes through. If you're fishing around brush or grass, you can't get that hook buried up in there a lot. So we're going to do the same thing. You can quickly sit in your boat, have your welding stick, and say, hey, I'm going to weld this together, and you're using the plastic that you're going. So you're simply going to fill that up. You don't want to catch this on fire. You got to get it blown out now. Look at there. I just welded that plastic back together, so when my hook comes through there, and you can do the same thing if you have a ripped head. So say you have something that's ripped, you caught quite a few fish on it. Yes, you could use super glue, but plastic is always the same way. You're going to take your welding stick, you're going to light it up, catch it on fire a little bit, and you're simply just going to rub a welded beaded line on your lure. As you can see, quick, efficiently, we're back. And yes, a lot of lures like straight tail Senkos, they're $1 a piece. Just with a simple lighter, take it off your line, hook it up. You can, like I said, we all like to throw these beaver style baits. A lot of times you have a seam in them right here that your hook comes through. You can get frustrating that your hook penetrates all the way through. One thing you want to do, you could get, and I'm going to rip this off, you can get a welding stick of the same color and simply start it. Don't let that plastic get on you. You can fill that seam up right there inside of the where your hook may be coming out. You might want to throw a 3/0 hook. Look at that. So here we go. See how I filled that plastic up in that seam? Now if I wanted to get by with a 3/0 hook versus a 4/0 hook, and I want to finesse style, this seam now has a good seat for that hook. Again, this is a fun project to do, whether you're in your boat, whether you're in the basement. It's welding plastic. You don't need fishing mend or whatever. You don't need super glue. Super glue gets hard and tough. It's always better to go back with the exact product that you're using in anything in life. You know, if you're trying to fix something, you always want to go back to the original. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this hack. I hope you enjoyed this fishing tip. You don't always have to throw away. You're going to save money in fishing and buying lures, and you're going to be able to reuse your plastics in many, many different ways. Guys, I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate you commenting below. If you enjoyed this, comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Maybe you have something different in a different way that you do the same thing with. Guys, I appreciate your guys' support, and I'm out.